Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is KJ Whippy, and welcome back to another episode of Redstone School. It's been a very long time since I've done one of these, but I kind of fell out of it, and that's because I got a new computer. I had a bunch of stuff I had to take care of with it, and I kind of just fell out of it. And also, there was other stuff going on at the same time. It was kind of a nightmare. But I'm back. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it, and I'm excited. So today's episode is going to be about the Redstone Repeater. Now, in the last couple episodes, we went over the Redstone Dust and the Redstone Torch, and I'm going to do a quick, rebrief of what everything does so far, and just kind of how it's used coming up. So, just to recap with the Redstone Dust goes out in 4 directions when it's like this, but when it's like this, it doesn't go out in any directions, and you can change it by simply just right-clicking it. Awesome. And so you can see the one that has the 4 directions, it will output in all these directions. If it is just the circle, it doesn't output in any directions, but it will make this block powered. Doesn't really matter since this lever is already powering it anyway, but whatever. Yeah, so that one's not powering anything, this one's powering stuff. Redstone Dust can go up to 16 blocks. No, 15 blocks. Yes, 15. 16 is the limit. Let's go ahead and start that up. If I go ahead and place one more Redstone Dust here, you'll see that it's not actually powered. And that is just kind of a thing. Redstone Dust can also go up transparent blocks and slabs. As you can see here, it'll go up. And you can see here that it'll also go up, but it won't go down. If it's going down a slab or stairs or a transparent block of any type, it will not actually go down, but it will go up. So if you're trying to make a vertical line of redstone, this is a lot easier to make a kind of like stair-step kind of zigzag style to make it a lot easier. But that's only a one-way pulse. It can't go the other way down. If you want to do something like that, you could probably include something with like a piston line with slime blocks, pushing a redstone block at the end down, or something like that. Next up is the Redstone Torch, and actually right here first we have the Redstone Torch key that I made at the end of the Redstone Torch episode. And basically, if you place a Redstone Torch on this wall right here, it will power this piston, pushing this redstone block out of the way, unpowering this block, which will bring this piston back down, break the torch, and everything will reset. If I go ahead and demonstrate that here for you. It's very quick, but as you can see, that lamp turns off. And that's actually our output source right here. So you could put like a repeater here, or you can connect this up to another redstone torch. So that way it's like whatever you connect this to unlock, say like a piston door or something, it can link up directly to that. So with redstone torches, they can power blocks directly above them, and they can also deactivate, which is used for quick vertical pulses. As you can see, this is currently deactivated right now, but if I flick this lever, turn it back on, this one is now turned off because the block below it is powered, and this piston is no longer extended. Do that again, like that. So redstone torches do not power their support block. So as you can see, this block is not powered, which means that this redstone dust is not powered. And they cannot power through solid blocks from above. So this torch is above this block. It is not powering this block down here. This is powered, but not gonna power anything around it. And then same here. This can power one block space around it, so as you can see, this redstone dust is one block directly below the torch. It is going to be powered because it's technically directly next to it. If we were to place a redstone lamp next to it, you can see that's powered. And just to kind of verify with this one, I have to come over here because it'll be powered by that otherwise. This block is not being powered because this torch is not able to power that block in that position. And then finally, this is something I actually didn't talk about in the last episode, but redstone torches are actually used to craft other redstone devices. You can craft a repeater using this crafting layout right here, and you can craft a comparator using this layout right here. I think the hardest thing to get out of all of these is probably the smooth stone, just because you have to have the patience to smelt cobblestone. I don't know why, but that's what they wanted to do. It used to be, actually, before they added in all of the slabs, or all the slab and stair variants of the different stones like andesite, diorite, and granite, you used to be able to use those stones here as well, but unfortunately that's not a feature anymore, which is kind of a bummer. I really liked that. And now to the content that you are all here for this episode, the repeaters. Also, I forgot to glow squid ink this sign. That's fine. We're not going to worry about it. But before I get into that real quick, I do just want to say that if you aren't subscribed already, I would definitely recommend doing so. I make a lot of content like this and a lot of gaming content in general. I also do a lot of songs, a lot of skits, and all that kind of stuff. And if you enjoy that kind of content, definitely want to stick around because I do the kind of stuff all the time. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, if you aren't already, please consider doing so. So, Redstone Repeaters are these funky little dudes right here. This funky little plate-looking thing. And so, you can right-click it and it'll do all these different things. So, let's go ahead and take a look at these signs here. It says, Redstone powers instantly, while a repeater can delay a pulse up to 4/10 of a second. So, in the last episode, I talked about how Redstone Torches are 1 tick, which is 1/10 of a second, right? And I mentioned how with the repeater, it is up to 4 ticks. So this is a 1 tick right here. So if we go ahead and click this, you'll see that there's a tiny delay in this redstone lamp compared to that one. If I set that to 2, there's a little bit longer of a delay. 3, even longer, and 4, the longest you can get with 1 redstone repeater. You can line these up to make it even longer, but I do want to mention, redstone repeaters do not extend or lengthen how long the pulse is active. It simply just delays it. Redstone cannot power through solid blocks, but repeaters can. So if we look over here, you'll see that we have this little setup. Both sides are the same, except this one has a repeater, this one just has redstone dust going into a block. If I click this button, you'll see that this redstone dust was not powered, but this one was. If I do it again, one more time. So, if you want there to be a wave for you to power something through another block without powering something else, this is perfect for you, because the repeater will power this block completely, and any redstone coming out of it, whether it's below it, above it, whatever, any kind of attached redstone device to this block will be powered. Whereas this will only be this block is the only thing being powered by this redstone dust. Nothing around it will be powered, unless you have like a piston next to it or something, obviously, because it will take the redstone pulse from this, but it won't go through it, if that makes any sense at all. If not, let me know down in the comments and I'll eat a shoe or something. I don't know. To carry on with the repeaters, repeaters can't power non-solid blocks, even though they can power solid ones. So as you can see here, we have the same setup as before, except both sides have repeaters, and this one has glass here instead of a regular solid block. As you can see, this is not being powered at all. Nothing here is being powered because this transparent block is not able to actually absorb the energy and send it through to other directions. It's just blocking off the... It's acting as if there's just no block here at all. So maybe you want a one-way pulse through one spot and a one-way pulse through another. This is perfect because this redstone dust will literally go over this, if that makes any sense as well. And like before, redstone can't power through solid blocks, but repeaters can detect through solid blocks. So we have a bit of a reverse setup from that first one over there, where this basically is like the repeater is at the back end here instead of in front. So this redstone dust, this side is going to be the exact same because none of this changed. But as you can see, the redstone repeater actually took the pulse through the block and sent it through. And that's the cool thing about the repeater, is that you can actually detect pulses through blocks and send it through as well. Another use for the repeater is actually to lock a pulse. So if you want something to stay on indefinitely, maybe what you could do is you could have it activate whatever main power source you want, and then at some point another power source is detected and it will actually lock this repeater here. So if I turn this off, it releases it, but if I turn this off, there's still a pulse in that repeater. It's stuck. You can't do it. And surprisingly, I actually didn't realize you could do that. Holy crap. Whoa. See, you learn something new with every episode. Yeah, I didn't realize you could actually bump it back, but I think that's just changing the delay of the repeater anyway. Yeah. So that's just replacing this last tick here. So if you had it set to 1 tick, the bar would be there. If you had it set to 4 ticks, whatever. So it doesn't necessarily change how long it's locked. It just changes how long how long it'll take for the pulse to go through. So if we were to turn that off, now that's released. And then if you could do the opposite and lock it before it's powered, and then you can't do anything. So maybe if you're making like a combination lock, you have it where all of these other buttons have to unlock this repeater before you can power it. So we have like 4 different levers that all hook up to this one repeater. We flip it, and then boom. So, something useful, something I don't normally use, but I think it can be useful in a lot of instances. And once we get to that skulk sensor way in the back there, it's gonna come in a lot of handy. So, but that's not for a very long time. Actually, maybe when 1.19 releases, I'll do a quick episode on that, just because that'll be what's like super new and exciting. So who knows? I don't know. But to wrap up with this episode, like every episode I want to do, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a quick redstone device that you guys can make using the repeater. And so this is the toggle flip-flop device. So what it does is when you press this button, you'll see that this powered this block, which for a split second powered this repeater before the piston pushed the block up and cut it off, and it spit out this block from this piston. That's called a 0-tick pulse, and that basically is used for a lot of redstone devices that are like a one-way push the block, push it back, whatever kind of thing. You can see there, it's very quick. And you can also do it from down here as well. I demonstrated mostly from this block just because you could say that also this piston was being powered from the button, but it is in fact being powered from the redstone, as you can see there. So it's a really useful device. I like to use this instead of levers for doors. Obviously it takes up a lot more space than just a lever, but a button looks a lot nicer and it just feels a lot better. You can also use multiple buttons, whereas with a lever, like if you were to hook up a lever, like 2 different levers to both sides of a door, and you flicked a lever on one side, it wouldn't let you do it on the other side because the lever would be rendered completely useless on the other side. So this has been the repeater episode of Redstone School. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like, and if you really enjoyed this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I plan to do a lot more. I'm actually going to be recording a bunch more episodes of this right after this. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, bye-bye!